In this video today, I'm going to be ranking the top SEO tools for 2025 and beyond. I've handpicked 30 plus tools, so let's get ranking. The S tier is the top of the top. It is the best. These tools are a must-have and they're essential for any SEO. A tier are extremely good tools. They're just not as good as S tier, but they have extremely good value for money, or they just have very good value. B tier are decent tools. They serve a purpose. However, they're missing something. C tier tools are mediocre. They're not great. They're not bad, but they might be just situational at best. D tier are bad tools. I don't recommend them. They're probably not needed. However, in very rare circumstances, they can be used. And F tier is just the worst of the worst. There's no point. Don't waste your money on them. All right, so let's get to the ranking. So we're going to start here with Ahrefs. And obviously, a lot of SEOs are going to say this is the best tool ever. And a lot of SEOs and agencies and whoever else, freelancers, will say that this is the tool they use. This is the only tool they pay for. Ahrefs have a lot of free tools as well, like the keyword generator tool. So I think that Ahrefs is an extremely good tool. However, it's not the best. Just to keep it short, it's not the best all-in-one tool. Ahrefs has link building. It has organic research. It has competitor analysis. It has everything. However, there is a better tool. So I'm actually going to place this in the A tier, which is a very good tier. It's a very good product, and I think that everyone should try Ahrefs. The next one, Claude AI. So Claude is just another competitor to ChatGPT. It doesn't use the same engine. However, I found that it produces very good results in regards to SEO. So just SEO tasks, analyzing certain things. Even if you do want to develop content with it, which I never recommend to develop content with AI, its content is more, it seems like it's more original. It's more humanized. And I've produced, sections of text that have come out, humanized when you put them into AI detectors. So Claude AI, extremely good. I'm actually going to put it in A tier. It's very cheap. I think it's $20 a month. Give it a try. Next one, Uber Suggest. And you would have seen this before. Every SEO's seen this when they first start. Neil Patel is obviously the founder of this keyword research tool. However, I don't think it's that good. I just think that there are so many better tools, and I might be a bit harsh here, but I think it's an F tier tool and I would never use this. I just think that there's so many better tools, and for the money, you might as well just invest a little bit more money and get an all-in-one tool, which already does it just 10 times better. So unfortunately, it's in the F tier. Now we're going on to another all-in-one tool, which is SEMrush. And I said before that there is a better tool than Ahrefs, and I might get a little bit of flack for this, but I think SEMrush is the best tool. It's the best tool ever, and therefore it goes in S tier. It's the first S tier product. I think that nothing compares to SEMrush. And if you're going to pay for an SEO tool, please pick SEMrush, because it's honestly, in terms of paid tools, it's the only one you really, really need. That or Ahrefs. It's the only one you really need. So it has keyword research, it has competitor analysis, has local SEO. You can do local grids and track your map pack rankings. You can do citation building. You can do all this stuff in SEMrush. There is actually no need to do anything really, but barring a couple other little niche things, SEMrush is the best by far. Now we're going into a niche tool, keywordtool.io. And I think that, so basically this tool is just it basically tracks Google's autocomplete and gives you long tail keyword suggestions. However, it purports to be better than Google Keyword Planner in terms of its results, and just gives you better options. However, I think that there's simply just better options. So I think that keywordtool.io is just a mediocre tool. It's a good tool, but it's not the best tool. It's a mediocre tool, and it's worth maybe giving it a try. Next one, Moz Pro. So Moz Pro, you would have heard of Moz. They do the Moz blog. They've got a lot of useful information. However, their all-in-one SEO tool is is very bad. I would say in comparison to other SEO all-in-one tools, there is a lot more, or a lot better options. I would just put it at that. So in saying that, and the user experience is not that good. I just don't like the way they structure the interface and the terms they use for certain things. So I'm actually going to put Moz in F tier, and I don't recommend trying it. The next one is ChatGPT. So ChatGPT, everyone uses this for SEO. Whichever SEO task, whether it's content writing, whether it's analyzing URLs, whether it's suggestions on optimizing content, you name it, ChatGPT is used, and it's a good tool. I think that ChatGPT can definitely has its place in SEO. I wouldn't use it to write large portions of content, but ChatGPT is an extremely good tool for the price. When you got to factor in the value for money here, which is, it's like I said before, it's the same price roughly as Claude AI, which is around $20 a month. So I'm going to say it's not as good as Claude. So I'm going to put it in the B tier. I think that, it's a decent tool, and it should be used as part of, niche things that you want to do, but don't heavily rely on AI. The next one's Bright Local. And you would have heard of this for local SEO. And there are a few tools in here that are just specifically focused on local SEO. And obviously, because we focus on this channel more about, service-based businesses, a lot of these SEOs that focus on these service-based businesses might be tempted to use a product like this. And it is a good product. I think that Bright Local has really good potential. It obviously is really good for citation building, management, things like that, and then tracking your local map packs and things like that. But I think Bright Local is just a little bit too much. I don't think you need all of that. I think that you can do that through an all-in-one tool already. So I don't think you need to be paying for more tools. So that's where I'm going to put it into C tier. I think that's a fair ranking for the tool. Like I said, it's just made redundant by these all-in-one tools that kind of do them as good or better. The next one is a SEO extension. So the first browser extension, and this is Check My Links. You would have heard this before, or maybe you haven't, but this extension has been around for a very long time, and this is to find broken links on pages. And this was probably one of the best tools you could have used in the past for finding broken links on your page. However, it is the extension is very poor. I think it's very bad to use. It's always messing up, and the return that you get from it, like the time that it takes to find something without the plugin or the extension breaking, is not worth it. So you can do that already in Ahrefs and SEMrush. So I'm actually going to give it an F tier, which I think is quite fair. So the next one is Exploding Topics, and this is made by the same guy who created Backlinko. What's his name? Brian Dean. So Exploding Topics, I think, has its place, but I don't think it's the best SEO specific tool. I just think that, so what it does is it basically identifies like trends, and I guess this helps you with SEO to some degree. I don't really see the complete value in it. I don't use it much. However, if you are into kind of maybe blogging, things like that, you might be able to find certain topics and niches before they become big. However, I'm going to put this in the D tier. I think that for SEO specifically, if we're talking SEO, I don't think it has that much value if you take the whole SEO kind of sector just as a whole. Next one, we go into another SEO extension, and this is Whoppalizer. And I actually got this one from Chris Palmer SEO, who's a YouTuber as well, and SEO. And I think, so what it does is it identifies, it's an extension again, and it identifies technologies that are on certain pages. So if you put it up, in your, on any page and you click it, it'll say, what kind of CMS is it using? What different plugins is it using? So that is similar to another website called Built With. I don't know if you might have heard of it. However, again, it's not super necessary. It's a very niche thing. So I think that I'll put this in the C tier. It's just a mediocre tool. It can help. It has its purpose in a specific thing. However, it's not essential to SEO. Now we're going into Surfer SEO's plugin, not Surfer SEO, their keyword surfer plugin. And I actually think that this is an extremely quality tool. So basically it's a keyword surfer. And what it does is it comes up with a panel next to every Google search, giving you suggestions for basically different long tail keywords. And it's all free. This is similar to another extension that we're going to go over, later in this video. But I think that the keyword surfer tool, it's just super handy. It's aesthetic and it doesn't mess up your whole Google search like some other extensions do. They crowd your whole Google search. So I just think that it gives you some quality long tail suggestions, and it gives you the volume. So that's pretty good. Then some of the other ones don't do that. So I'm actually going to give this B tier. I think it's a super good tool. And I do have it in my browser extension right now. So if you actually look right there, I have it right there. So that just goes to show. The next one is another local SEO tool, which I currently am using on a free trial. Well, it's not free. I think you pay $2 or something like that. And I am using it. And I think I don't know, I can't remember exactly what it was per month, but right now you can get a trial for a month. So I'm not sponsored by them, so I don't have no code or anything. However, I think that like Bright Local, it doesn't have as many features. You can't do any citation management or like anything but the map grid, tracking the grid. However, it's still in the C tier. I think that it is good. I actually kind of like it more. So I'm going to put it there. I kind of like it more than Bright Local. So yeah, mediocre at best. So the next one is not a traditional tool. However, it is called Source of Sources, and it's by a man called Peter Shankman. If you don't know who he is, he's the guy who made Harrow, which is Help a Reporter Out. And that is a backlink building, I guess, tool, if you will, where journalists from different publications go and post their whatever they need. They need a source for one of their articles, and you pitch them. So I think that, so basically what he did here was he created a new platform. He sold that many, many years ago, and now he's created a new platform, which is basically the same as the last one, because Harrow no longer exists. And I think that this is pretty much an excellent tool. Like this is going to be the next bread and butter for like you backlink building freaks. It's going to be crazy. So I think that, I'm just getting started into it. He basically sends an email a day or a couple times a week or something like that with the different postings. And yeah, I think it's going to be the next big thing. So it's going to be A tier. I'm gonna say it's A tier at the moment. Now we're getting into Google Search Console, and there's a bit of rubbish being thrown at Google Search Console. However, Google Search Console is goated. It's the best, all right? And I don't care what you say. It's goated. It's the best, and it has a functionality, the API that can go into Screaming Frog as well. This is S tier. This is the best stuff. This is the real stuff that you need. Right now we've got SEMrush and Google Search Console in the S tier. Google Search Console, it's giving you the exact data. If you set it up correctly, very easy to set up. It's all Google's data. It's giving you all the organic traffic, your impressions, your click-through rate. It's giving you all the vital information that you need to report on, to do whatever you need. This is the pinnacle. It's the best stuff, all right? Leave your comment below if you don't agree, but it's the best stuff, all right? Local Falcon. So this is another local SEO tool, similar to Bright Local and Local Dominator. However, again, it's just mediocre. I actually didn't like the user interface as good. I believe Local Falcon has some citation management features as well. I can't remember exactly. However, it also has the grid tracking, map pack, things like that, and it's just C tier. There's nothing unique. Like it's similar. It's nothing unique compared to Local Dominator or Bright Local. I found them all to be fairly similar. All these local tools, but let's just remember that SEMrush does have citation management, does have grid tracking already. It is an extra fee. However, why would you pick multiple platforms to do these things on? Just do them in one. It's very simple. The next one is Answer the Public. So, Answer the Public is a tool that kind of suggests different, I guess, keywords, questions, prepositions. And it's also created by Neil Patel, the same guy who founded Uber Suggest. However, I actually really dislike Answer the Public. The first thing, you can't even read it. You can't even read what it says. They show the questions and the keywords in a circle, in this circular thing. So you have to tilt your head like this and look like this, and you can't read it. So for that alone, I just can't stand it. And it takes a long time to populate the result. Once you search, it takes quite a while. So I think that this tool is not necessary. There's some fixation around finding long tail keywords. And yes, you do need to find long tail keywords. They are important, but you don't really need a paid tool to do any of these things. You can just go to People Also Ask. You can just go to Google's autocomplete. You can go to Keywords Surfer and other extensions and another tool that we're going to talk about in a minute. And you can find these yourself. This idea that you need to pay to find these is crazy to me. You can even go to ChatGPT and ask for these certain long tail keywords. You can go to Reddit. You can do all these things. You don't need to be paying $50 a month for these stuff. Trust me, it's not as good as you think. The next one is Bing Webmaster Tools. And this is just Google Search Console for Bing. Obviously, we know Bing has like 5 to 10% of the search market. So I think that you do need to have it all set up. You do need to be focusing on Bing search optimization. However, it's similar to normal search optimization. So whatever ranks highly in Google is going to generally rank higher in Bing. Whatever's going to rank higher in Bing and Google Search Console, Google is going to be good for AI overviews and AI results. So keeping that in mind, it's probably just an A tier, I would say. I'm kind of conflicted on B and A here. So probably B. Let's give it B. I think B is a good tier. It's not as good, obviously, as Search Console. I don't think it has as much impact. You're probably not going to be looking at it as much, but you do need to probably go in there and see what's happening on Bing for sure. The next one is Google's Keyword Planner, and Google's Keyword Planner is probably very underrated. It's probably an old interface, but it's very reliable. And this is real search data, organic search data coming from Google. So you can say whatever you want about it, but it's the real volume. Does SEMrush, does Ahrefs have all the exact volume? Maybe it's pretty close. I'm actually not sure if SEMrush and Ahrefs, how they actually get the volume. I don't know if it's exactly from Google Keyword Planner or from Google. I'm not sure exactly. But Keyword Planner is from Google. It's verified, and you're able to, yes, it's for pay-per-click. It's for, paid purposes, but it's going to give you a lot of options. It's going to give you real data to work with. So in saying that, it's a B tier product. I think that you should be looking at it. And if you are invested into SEO heavily, there's no reason why you shouldn't be looking at keywords in different locations, and if it's free as well. So yeah, so Google Trends is the next one. And Google Trends has the potential to be an extremely good tool, but I think that it's good for tracking, interest of certain, I guess, topics over time. But I don't think it does a very good job at it, and I don't think you're going to get much value from it. I just can't see the return on investment in the product. In saying that, I have to give it a D tier. I just can't see the value that you're going to get from it long term. It's going to provide maybe like I don't know. I've never had extreme value from it. Maybe you have. However, that's not the case with me. So now we're going to go into Source Bottle. So you probably have never heard of Source Bottle, but Source Bottle is essentially like Source of Sources. It's just another kind of digital PR product that is for Australia. So it won't apply to other, well, I guess if you want Australian backlinks, well, then it can work, but it's going to be more effective for Australian businesses. And this is where publications are posting their whatever they need. So they need someone who is a, guy in their 20s who is, in the service, is a service business owner, and they need some quote from him, or wherever you're in the air conditioning and you need, we need a piece on the new climate that's weather event that's happening, right? So they're just putting out they need sources for their specific article, and you'll pitch to them, and it's all free. So in saying that, if you do get a backlink from here, well, you've just got a super high authority backlink for almost nothing. You just have to check the dashboard every other day to see if something applies to you. And well, the downside is you don't get a backlink. Okay, it costs you 10 minutes a day. However, the upside is that you get an extremely good backlink with 60 plus domain authority, and that just changes the game for your website, right? So this is probably, well, if we gave Source of Sources A tier, we probably need to also give it A tier. Well, it's not as good. That's the thing. It's probably not as good just because, yeah, it probably doesn't apply to maybe service businesses as much. So I'm probably going to give it a B tier for that specific reason. Now we've got GT Metrics. GT Metrics is a speed testing, performance testing for your website. You just basically plug in your domain, and it will spit out all these performance results, speed testing, and unfortunately, it's just not needed. If I could put it that way. Yes, you need to test your speed of your website. However, it doesn't focus on the core web vitals as much as another tool. So in saying that, it's just not needed. And that's why I'm going to put it in the F tier. So we've got another F tier product here. There is a better tool, and that's why I put it there. It's probably a bit harsh, but it just is what it is. The next tool is this tool called hunter.io. And I actually did a video using this when I talked about backlink building. And that's where it is. It's not an SEO tool technically. And given that, I am going to put it in the D tier because it's only useful for one specific thing, I think, in SEO, if I can think. Yeah, one thing, and that's just finding the contact details to message for guest posts, broken links, but there are a lot of other ways to do backlink building, and it's not something you should really spend a lot of time with. So that's why I'm going to put it in the D tier. The next tool is another all-in-one tool. This is SE ranking, and you would have heard of this. It's pretty good, actually. I think that it has a place. I think that you should definitely try it. It has a lot of different things. It's got, it's got local SEO. I believe it's very strong in local SEO. It's got obviously keyword research, backlinks. It's got the whole suite of services. However, I just don't think it's as good. It doesn't feel as good. Doesn't have as many features that you get with SEMrush just straight out of the box on the base package. However, the value for money is quite good, and I think I was going to give it a C tier. However, I think that it's probably one under Ahrefs, so I actually am going to give it a B tier here. So if you are like super on a budget, like real budget, which if you are in SEO, you got to spend some money. You don't have to spend really much money. I would say if you are really trying to have a career in SEO, you probably need to buy Ahrefs or SEMrush. SE ranking, we're kind of on the border here. It's quite good, but it doesn't compare to these two. So spending maybe a little bit more money to get one of these two all in one software is much better, I think. Now we're going to Surfer SEO. So Surfer SEO is just a content optimizer. It's the go-to now for all content, creating content, optimizing content, and it uses AI. So I am not very bullish on Surfer SEO. I actually am very bearish on AI in general. I think you should not use AI as much because it really is like writing content with AI. It's really bad. I think that writing content with AI is a joke, and there's a lot of people out there now who are talking about they're just ranking with AI and like they're just spitting out garbage. AI is garbage for the most part. It's not as good as everyone thinks it is. It's good at doing these tasks. It's good at doing like little tasks and things like that and just helping you along the way, analyzing certain things. Writing content, it's garbage. And I don't care who does it. Content that it's written by AI is a joke. You should never do it. Maybe write outlines with it, but writing full-blown content and trying to play it off like it's something good is not cool. I don't think it's good. I think that most of the content is rubbish. So I don't think you need Surfer SEO at all. At all. All right. So if I can give you one piece of advice, never write content with AI. And so I'm going to give it a D tier because I just don't think you need to be writing any content with AI or optimizing any content with AI. Actually, let me change that. I think you can slightly optimize content with AI, changing certain titles, descriptions, and things like that, and maybe like that. But writing full pieces of content, never do that. The next one is Google Analytics, and Google Analytics is just obviously it is for your whole marketing campaign. You need to be analyzing all your traffic, your revenue, all the different things that pertain to your website. Google Analytics, however, Google Analytics 4 is kind of a joke. It's really bad and hard to use. In saying that, I do use it, and I don't like it. I really don't like it. So you will have to use it. So unfortunately, this is one of the ones that is going to end up in the lower tiers, but you still will have to use it. So it's probably a D tier product. It's really bad, but it's the only thing you can really use to analyze your analytics on your website. So it's going to have to be used. The next one is another SEO extension. It's called Detailed SEO or just Detailed SEO, and you can find it on Chrome. Basically, it's just you press it whilst you're on a page or a website, and it's going to just give you like the quality information about what headings, how many heading tags you have, if you've got like a H1, about your robots tag, your title, your meta description, and real little detailed things about your page that you need to know. Just to do these like little audits, it's very good. Just to quickly do it, you go to a page, quickly analyze something. Is it something wrong here? And you can find out that stuff very quickly. And I really like it. I really do like it. And I think it's A tier. The next two, we're going to do these together. They are basically content technical SEO monitoring tools. I don't use them at all. I have used them briefly, and they are just not needed unless you are a large agency. They're not needed. You should be monitoring all this stuff manually, I believe. And yes, we want to stop manual tasks. However, I don't believe it's worth the money. Little Warden, which is this one, is technical SEO monitoring. And I think it's probably C tier. And Content King is content monitoring, and it also has a real-time crawler, I believe. So that one is slightly, I weight that one a little bit better. It has more features, but I believe it costs more. I wouldn't use them, and I'll give that a C tier as well. I just don't think it's needed for the type, like just for general SEO. It's not needed. You can do this stuff yourself, so don't worry about that. The next one is Google Alerts, and Google Alerts is obviously just gives you alerts when you get like brand mentions, and things like that. Just you plug in kind of a term or something, and kind of tracks different things. I think that it's not really needed unless you are a super big company. Your brand's not going to get mentioned very often, but it's good maybe to track competitors and I guess topics as well. But again, I'm going to put it in the same. I'm going to put it in the same as Google Trends. I don't think it's that relevant. It's not a super good SEO tool at the end of the day. Next one is another SEO extension, and a lot of people swear by this tool, and I actually chose another tool that is similar, which is Keyword Surfer, and I think that Keyword Surfer is actually better, even though it has us not as much information. Keywords Everywhere needs you need to pay for it. You need credits. It's very cheap. The value is definitely there. However, I don't like how it takes up the whole screen. I don't think it's that necessary. It's not user friendly. You need some access code to do it. Don't really like it. It's probably C tier. It's probably C tier, one below Keyword Server. I just found, and I don't think Keywords Everywhere, this one has volume. So, or maybe it does have volume when you pay. However, I like Keyword Surfer better, in my opinion. The next one is Page Speed Insights, and this is a really good tool. This one is obviously similar to GT Metrics, but it's by Google, and anything by Google is going to be, well, usually bad, but I mean, it's going to be more accurate. It has the data that they rank, which is the core web vitals. So I think that page speed should be in your stack. It has to be something that you probably regularly use for certain pages and websites. So in saying that, it's going to give you good metrics that you need to rank. So it has to be B or above. The next one is a SEO plugin. Now, this is the first SEO plugin I believe we've chosen, and this is Yoast SEO. This is like the standard that you hear for SEO. This basically will give you it will optimize your SEO on your website. It's for WordPress, and Yoast is pretty good. Like, it's a solid plugin. Like, you can't really knock Yoast. It does quite good. Like, it's going to, help you with your title tags, your meta descriptions. It's going to help you with redirections if you pay. However, there's one that is better. So there's one that's way better. So a lot of people, they start off with Yoast, but we're going to go into one that's better very shortly. So Yoast is probably in the C tier. And we've got a lot of C tier now that I think about it, but a lot of tools are mediocre. So they are quite average and not very good. There's a lot of shady stuff. I'm not saying these are shady, but there's a lot of just unnecessary tools in SEO. You could just stick to the basics. Now, this tool, Screaming Frog, is like, it's like beautiful. Like, how can you hate Screaming Frog? Screaming Frog is a technical SEO crawler. Basically, it crawls any page. There's a limit. It's free and paid. I think up to 500 pages for the free. And it will just crawl and find all the technical issues on your website. Plug in anything, your competitor, whoever else. It'll show you all the headings that you've got, all the tags, all the meta descriptions, all the if your title tags are too long, if your meta descriptions aren't there, if your word count's too low, if you've got issues, and it's all free. It's like has your whole technical SEO thing for free. So you could just do it all for free. And it's S tier. It's S tier. It's the GOAT. It really is. These three are they are so good. They're so good, and they're just like Like these two are free, and this one's obviously like you really only need these three. They are so good. They're just the best. I use these every single day. Every single day. So Screaming Frog, if you've never used it, download it. It basically is a downloadable program on your computer. So it's not just like you go on a website and you do it. It's on your computer. Now, the last SEO tool that we're going to be ranking is Rank Math. And I love Rank Math. I think Rank Math is the best. Tools that, this is just another SEO plugin for WordPress, and it has features that other SEO plugins charge for. It has redirects. It's got all of the best title tag, meta descriptions. It's got all that stuff. It's got, if you need AI, it's got content stuff related to AI. It's got everything you need. It's so feature rich. It's so quality. I think that it just has far more functionality than anything out there. So if we, one I didn't include was AIO SEO, I think, or all-in-one SEO. I didn't include that. Some people use that, but this is the top of the top. Honestly, it's the best. However, it's not S tier because, I just think like there are better, like these three just are in a world of their own. But in terms of plugins, because it is only a plugin, it doesn't broadly cover everything in SEO. It only covers on-page SEO or whatever, or it does do redirects and other things, but it's A tier. It's quality. Definitely get it. Replace Yoast and get this one. So good. So good. So there you have it. That is the SEO tools ranked for 2025. Do you agree? Do you agree with my rankings? And I know there's some tough ones in there. There's some tough calls I had to make. I really did. So comment below what your favorite SEO tool is. Did I not include your favorite SEO tool? Is one there? Did I rate it too low? However, in all cases, have a happy new year. Obviously, this video, it might be 2025 when you see it. So have a happy new year. And if you enjoyed the video, check out this video here and we'll see you in the next one.